Right, let's begin. Lovely doggo face there. So my mic's all wobbly. What's that about? Hopefully you can hear me all right. Testing, and all that. Happy Thursday. Praise be the spiral. I feel nice and refreshed. Hope you're all feeling good as well. Thank you very much for the host, Pro7, and Andy Magic Knight as well. And thank you for the resub, True Tonis. Yay for 6502 and 68k. Yes, indeed. I've still not looked deeply into 68k. I have faith in it. I don't feel like I really need to delve into it too much, so that's good. Just yet, anyway. Thank you for the resub as well, Docs to me. 11 months, wow. Oh, you. And the Magic Knight's in the future, so we have to be careful. Let me go and check my line 240. Now, if there is a line 240 that I would be working on, which would be this file here. No, not yet, but it would be amazing if it was. That would be crazy. In fact, if you'd have done your research a little bit, you could have looked at a previous stream and found a line of code. Maybe you did. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you did. I just don't know it yet because you're in the future. Yeah, thank you for the resub, Teutonis and Docs. They're very much appreciated. So tonight we're on the Copperberg. I'm in the future, Doncaster. What's Doncaster like in the future, Andy? Is it still a bit shit? Yeah, I thought as much. Oh God, no, that was not a good idea. Oh fuck! I had hot sauce tonight, and I can't wash it out of my fingers. Fucking hell! Damn it! That was a stupid thing to do. Oh, okay, I can feel it burning. Okay, that's actually not too bad. It's going. That's good. Pussycat, very good. Oh, fucking hell. Right. Okay, so we're gonna carry on with the with Cecconoid tonight. Oh my God. Wash it with milk, it works. It's alright, it'll go in a minute. I've done it like 3 or 4 times tonight. It's fine. Wash it with milk, that's a good idea, yeah. It'll go in a minute. I just need to put up with the irritation for a while. It's the freaking hot sauce that I've got. I keep buying hotter and hotter hot sauce. And the one I've got is kind of crazy. So I've also been buying. So I'm waiting on an EverDrive for my Mega Drive for my Nomad. God damn it! But while I'm waiting for that, I've wanted to buy a couple of games. So I bought like I haven't got it here actually. I bought like 100 game in one cartridge, but it didn't have very good. It didn't have a very good selection of games. They were tended to all be side-scrolling beat 'em ups or kind of slightly lame shoot 'em ups and stuff. I was hoping for a better selection, so I ordered a couple of games as well. So I got one game that I wanted to play again for a long time, which is Toe Jam and Earl. It's one of my favorites growing up. So I got that. It's not in very good condition. It's quite battered. You can see it's kind of a bit tatty around the edges, but a great game nonetheless. It's amazing actually how much of these games how little these games actually contained in terms of gameplay. There wasn't really a lot to them. The thing that made this cool was the sound and the kind of uniqueness of it. But I remember at the time feeling like it was so deep. This game is amazing. It's got so much to it. But when you think about games now, there's so much more depth in games now. because I mean we've got the power to do it, and we've got the memory to do it, we've got the storage to do it, and we've got the buttons to do it as well. That's the other thing as well. I was playing on the Nomad, and it's surprising how many games only use the 3 buttons and don't use the extra 3 on the 6 button pad. So it's gone now. It's fine. And the other game I bought, and I bought this partly because I really liked the game, but also because I wanted to have this particular cartridge because I think it's a really cool cartridge, which is Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament. I like it because it has the player 3 and player 4 control ports on the top, which is really really cool. So I wanted to get this. Now I realized that the Nomad only has one player port on it, so I wonder what would happen plugging this in, like how it would work. Um, I haven't tried because I haven't got a pad yet. So, but I just thought it was cool. I wanted it. It's something. It's a game I've wanted for a while. So I remember playing it a lot when I was younger. It was the party game. Like whenever a friend's parents went away, we'd all kind of pile into their house and take the Mega. Just someone would bring a Mega Drive around, and we'd all play that game. That game and Road Rash as well, and Sonic 2 we'd play as well. But yeah, so that's what I kind of bought this week. I've been playing a little bit of them. Been enjoying it. And I've been testing Dot Cosmos as well. So Dot Cosmos is on kind of a final release candidate now. There is a small bug that I'm going to investigate. It's not a showstopper. The game plays perfectly fine, but there is like what looks like it might be a tile alignment issue that Cake Apocalypse found. So gonna check that out tomorrow. But I'm fairly confident that someone will complete it without cheats within the next couple of days, and then we can confirm that the game is ready to go. Ideally, I mean, I'm 100% sure it is completable, but I'd really like it someone completed it without cheats as well. So, um, so onto the. It feels a bit warm though, Maya. That's weird. Onto the other thing I wanted to touch on before we crack on with the code, which is the challenges month. Now I realise the challenges month has been particularly difficult, partly because it's you know it's a new system and learning the assembly tricks and the kind of memory kind of layouts and stuff for a new system is always a kind of is always a bit of a step up. But also because XEMU is really kind of behind in terms of like requirements for developing with. It's not that it's bad because it's not bad. It's just that it is kind of behind and it's kind of work in progress, and you kind of have to deal with things not working. And the problem is that while it's in that state, it's really difficult to know, is it something you're doing wrong because you're learning a new system, or is it something the emulator is doing wrong? And quite often it is what the emulator is doing wrong, but at the same time, it's hard to kind of understand without really kind of going and questioning the XEMU guys a lot. So I'm kind of glad I've spaced it out with 1 month on C64 challenges and 1 month on XEMU challenges, because it does give the XEMU guys a chance to kind of catch things up a little bit. And hopefully the work that LGB and Hernand P are doing will be aided by the stuff that we're giving them with these things. This is partly, these challenges are partly to give them software that they can test on it as well. But there are some things I think the priority. I mean, I don't know what their priorities are, but for me, my priorities would be to get the merge done, the Vic4 branch merged in, so that there's none of this. Which branch should I use? It would be the latest one all the time. There we go, jail cell for you there. So that would be my main priority, and I believe that is what their priorities at the moment. And then it would be to take software from the file host and get as much of that running as possible. Um, it might. I mean, I'm biased because I'm a game developer, so I'm biased in which I'd say get games working on it. Um, but I don't think that's an inaccurate statement, because I also believe that when your average user comes to look at this in a year or two's time, and they're deciding, should I get a Mega 65? One of the things they're going to do is they're going to try and load games up on the emulator. So the sooner these games that we're creating, and the games that have been made, um, are kind of working on the emulator, then the better. So uh, I wish I had more time to help them. I wish I could do more to help them. I don't know what I can do to help them out. I'm already struggling to fit enough stuff into the day as it is. So but anyway, that's the stuff about the emulator. But I just want people to know that what I'm expecting for the challenge is just something that resembles the start of a game. It doesn't have to be the whole game. If you can only manage to do the basics of the game control, no title screen. If you can only do the simple parts of the game by, was it Saturday evening, just before the stream. I've actually extended it to the start of the stream, so it's an extra 21 hours. If you can do that, then it's a valid submission in my opinion. It just has to resemble a game, even if it's in mid development. Then I'll accept that. And if you want to continue making the game after the challenge is over, then you can do that, and you can update the file yourself on the file host. And I'm sure the people at the Mega 65, in the Mega 65 community, will appreciate the work that you guys do on that. So that's all I've really got to say on that. Yeah, I'll give the 10K out now, and we'll start on the thing. So yeah, just I mean, I've had three submissions already. It is, if you're after the hardware, it's probably your best chance so far to get one, because it is just going to be a prize draw, as I say. So anybody who submits anything will be in with a chance of winning. And if you do win, then you can continue doing your game on that. But so far, there's only three entries so far. Um, so at the moment, the people who've entered have got a 1 in 3 chance of winning. Believe, yeah, they're all eligible to win. Sorry, so yeah, the chances are pretty good if you enter now. Next month will be a C64 challenge. I've got some vague ideas. I've got one or two ideas that I'm thinking about, but I'll announce probably next week sometime, once I've nailed down exactly what we're going to do. Right, let me start the races, and let's crack on. So one of the things I did today was get my breakpoints working. Where's my race button? Oh, that'll be someone telling me to be quiet, probably. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I feel like I'm being a bit loud. There we go, race. Yeah, so one of the things I did today was get the get Sonic the Hedgehog on Mega 65. That would be good. Yeah, so one of the things I did today was get the breakpoints working. So I just made a very, very, very hacky approach to it. So what I did is, in my cart loader, I added this cart break file, and it's not even the neatest way of doing this. There's much better ways of doing this, but I was just in a rush. I could probably just use an XML parser, but I was just trying to use native node functionality to do this. So what this file does is it just loads in the dbg file as a big string, finds the breakpoints using regular expressions, and then just takes that block in the middle of the XML out and rewrites it, replacing the word code with the word break. And that outputs a file like this. Thank you for the gift sub, Andy Magic 92 Steps. Very much appreciated. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so it creates a file like this with multiple breaks in it as well, so it can do stuff like that. And this file format you can then load into the debugger. So what I also did was I created a new make file. So now I've got two make files. Let's get rid of that one there. That needs to be used. So I've got my normal make file, which launches the cart as normal. And then I've got this one, which is my debug make file, and this one launches the debugger. It passes in these properties, and I'll explain what these all are very quickly. So this hyphen pass will prevent multiple windows from opening. If one is already open, it will just pass these properties into it. Um, this will wait 2 seconds before performing any of these actions. This will set layout 10, which is the layout that I want to show when I open it. This is the bit that actually loads the breakpoint file, and then the rest is the normal stuff. So like symbols, we'll load the VS in so we can get the actual labels in the thing, and CRT loads the file in. Now I still have a problem where the cart doesn't load properly first time. So what I have to do is I have to refresh the game, but it does load all these properties in, which is good, and the breakpoints work, which is good. So that's a huge step up from before. Shannon, aspect ratio spot on. Cool. Yeah, so I've also fixed the aspect ratio of the pictures, which is 350 by 240 is the actual dimensions of the images that show in those boxes now. So if you do want to supply me an image related to your name, or you do want to give me any, so if you're a sub, you can give me an image based on your username. But also, if you're not a sub, you can just give me some images if you want, and I'll add them in. I'm happy to take most images, but if you want one that's specifically tied to your username, then you'll have to be a sub for that. Okay, so that's what I did on the cart stuff today, and that basically gives me the ability to now launch 2 different build types. So the other thing I did as well was create so if you go into preferences, key bindings, I created a new build in here, and all that does is it executes this make debug.bat when I do shift and F8. So it's just to complement the build, so I can do build like so when I'm in the right file, and that will build into. Wow, it says not building actually. Why is it not building? Have I broken something? Or is it just being really slow? Extra arguments. Oh, hang on, I broke the original one. I've been messing around with this one so much today. I didn't realize I'd broken this one. There we go. Wait, what's the actual? I can't remember what the load is for that now. I think it's just that. Let's try it. I need to get this right before I start. So it is. Hey, Zedman. Drunk C64 assembly code. Yeah. I am. I'm not that drunk yet. I've had like half a can of cider, so I'm not really drunk. Thank you for the follow, Harry. That's the first time I've seen that in a while. Actually, I usually hear it and don't see it, but I just saw it. It's kind of cool. BG Challenge 50k. That should do that, shouldn't I? I should have like a little Inception thing going with just lots of me all over the place. It's that one. Ah, okay. Yep. Bit of Finland for you there. Okay, it's still not booting up. Let me change this to PRG. I think it is like PRG for some weird reason. No, what is it doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? Extra arguments online. I can't remember what the actual open command is. I need to go and have a look it up. I kind of messed things up by not saving it properly. Let me look at Vice CLI. Right, Vice 64 CLI. There seems to be a million things called Vice. Oh no! Stop doing that. Oh, I think I got away with it. Oh, yeah, I got away with that. There mustn't be much on that finger. It's mainly this hand that's going to be on it, but oh my god. I think whenever I have hot sauce, I need to go and get the nail brush out and just like for 20 minutes just scrub my nails down into the bone. Okay, so I'm looking for loading. Oh my god, what's the auto start? Is it just auto start maybe? No, it's not auto start. Oh, God's sake, no 64 load cart. CLI. Or wear gloves. Yeah, I could wear gloves while I'm eating it, I guess. What are you sending me here? I've got disposable gloves. Yeah, I've got loads. I should probably wear them while I eat that stuff. Uh, oh my god, I can't remember how I've done this. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and look on GitHub what it used to be. Just this is what happens when you mess around. Right, here we go. Make up that. Oh, that's exactly what I had. I didn't need that. Oh, did it not? Maybe it didn't make the file. Maybe it was right and it didn't make the file for whatever reason. I must have had a bug in the code and I wasn't spotting it. All right. Turku. So I've only very briefly visited Turku. I came, so I stayed in uh, like a cabin up in the lakes, probably about an hour north of Tampere, and then we went to a Nightwish concert on a boat that left from Turku, from the docks at Turku. So we had to get a train from Tampere um, into Turku. So my visit of Turku was literally just getting off the train and then walking through to the docks, basically. But nice place. Seems like a nice place. I'd like to see more of it. Love my accent with the names. Why? Am I pronouncing them right? Oh no, sounds horrible. Turku. Turku and Tampere. uh, hey, I'm not. Why is it going wrong here? Something is going wrong. It's not making that file. Oh no, it is making that file. Look, it's there. But something in here is failing. Extra arguments on command line. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Okay, I can see what I've done here. I've added something in that I shouldn't have done. This one here. Let me put it back exactly as it used to be. There we go. There we go. There we go. Talkie. Okay, I've moved to the middle of Finland and to a proper sign of view here. I'll show you what Finland is all about. I love Finland. It's awesome. My favorite country, as I've said many times. Um, and it's thanks to Nightwish that I kind of, you know, decided to go and take a look at it, because I would never have thought to go and look at it otherwise. Oh, one thing I've just noticed actually is because actually it's not too bad because the laser is just about on the corner. Um, I do like the Finnish saunas as well. The cabin, so I've stayed in a couple of cabins and they both had saunas in them, um, which was kind of cool. You know, you've got this um, basically a log cabin in the middle of nowhere, and it's got a sauna in it as well. Very, very cool. Um, the one thing I believe the Finnish are very good at, because I sucked at it, is lighting wood fires, because both the Actually, the sauna was like, was the sauna wood or was it? I can't remember if the sauna used a wood fire or if it was powered off something else. I can't remember, but um, I know the main fire in the thing was really hard to light. I struggled like hell to light that. I kind of got better at it towards the end, but I was struggling with it. Okay, so what we want to do now is this door. So what I was doing on the last stream was making the door open. Um, we just need to make it close as well. So whenever I press this button, it should be alternating between the two, and it's not doing. So now we've got the debugger, we can actually look at what's going on. Pardon me. I also printed this number in the corner. So this number in the corner kind of shows me which direction the door is opening, and this number is actually how um, what the offset is for drawing the door. So if the offset is 0, then it will draw all 6 segments of the door. If the offset is 6, then it will draw no segments of the door. And if the thing is 2, then it will draw the last 4 segments, and so on and so on. So let's take a look at it in slow motion and see what's happening. So it's counting down here by the looks of things. Maybe I'm going a bit too slow because it's. Oh no, it just gets stuck at 5, and then it counts upwards. So counting upwards is the door opening because that's going from drawing all 6 segments to drawing 0. Family plot in the middle of nowhere. Have a sauna there and a lake and lots of forest. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things I really, really like about the lakes in Finland is you are properly isolated. You are well. I mean, to be fair, where we were wasn't super isolated, but you did still feel you did still feel like you're in the middle of nowhere because you couldn't really see the other houses. They were probably 100 meters away, 100 meters between each one or so, and nothing but forest or lakes between you and the next house. So, um, and the most beautiful lakes as well, the most beautiful kind of vistas. Um, it's really really nice. That's why I like it. You've got everything. It's so good, and Helsinki is a lovely place as well. Thank you very much for the follow, Magicaros. Oh, so I'm going to say that's really fast. It's on double speed. Okay, so the problem we've got is that the door is not closing properly. So let's start taking a look at that now. I've waffled on for half an hour. So let's get my layout sorted. So one thing I am going to start to do, probably towards the end of the year, might be right at the end of the year, it might be once I've moved, is start to do a few more kind of impromptu streams. So we'll keep the schedule Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but I may do the occasional Wednesday, Friday, Monday stream or whatever, just random days. And those days will be whatever kind of takes my fancy on the day. Maybe coding, maybe playing a game. I just want to do a little bit more. I want to start streaming a little bit more. I get a lot more done when I'm streaming than when I'm not. I tend to be a bit lazy when I'm not. So I don't clash with Hayes. Well, it won't for a start. It won't be. It almost certainly won't be Commodore coding on those days. It will be. It will be probably game streams and maybe 68K stuff and maybe Mega 65 stuff. But it's probably not going to be Commodore coding on those days. Um, and one thing we will be doing, I think next week. Let me just check the date. Yes, next Friday, so the 7th, I will be streaming. I will be streaming next Friday, but I will be streaming gameplay from Resident Evil Village, which I pre-ordered and I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to try and get on that Friday. I'm going to try and get the stream working from my laptop, so I can stream. I can capture through my laptop and have the PC doing its own thing. I'll do some tests anyway to see if we can get it working. I'd like to do it on just one machine. I certainly have the power for it, but just have some oh my god, Hackmafin, what's wrong with you? Oh dear. But yeah, I will be streaming that next week. So if anybody wants to see uh if anybody wants to see that next week, then that's what I'll be doing. If you don't want to see it, then I wouldn't watch me on I wouldn't watch me on Friday. Okay, let's take a look. So we're looking. Why is that open? That's the parser, isn't it? All right, don't need that. So what I want is the door code, which is this, and probably want 0-page stuff open on this side as well, just in case. Always good to keep these open to look through. Okay, so what I need to do is, first of all, I need to make sure that those numbers work correctly, because at the moment it doesn't seem like they're working correctly. Election count on Saturday will mean I can't watch on Friday. Election count on Saturday. Oh yeah, I've got my COVID shot tomorrow, so I'm hoping I feel all right on Saturday. I'm probably not going to drink on the Saturday just to make sure I don't kind of, because I might feel super sick. So um yeah, I'm a little bit worried what it's going to make me feel like. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. Um, but I'm probably not going to drink on Saturday. Uh, for 7 hours were fine. Okay. Then headache for you. Oh God, that's what I'm dreading. On a bank holiday weekend as well. It's just what you want, isn't it? Okay, so this is our routine. Uh, uh, no, actually, this is our update routine. Where's the one where we're actually checking the fire button? Okay, it's not there. There must be one called Joy somewhere. No. Really? Okay, it must be in the update then. Let's have a look. Okay, so do we have any doors to look at? No. Okay, let's add some comments in here. I should be adding more comments really. So do we have any doors on this screen? Exit. If not, uh, it's frame timer ready for an update. Exit if no, or not. Okay, and then what do we do? So here we kind of loop through available doors. And we compare the current state to the next state. So if the states are the same, the door is not animating and we jumped here. Otherwise, we do need to draw the door. And then draw door will... Okay, so draw door. If door has completed, carry flag is set here. Okay, so that's quite simple actually. It means we're not really doing a lot in this routine. It's all the draw door that's actually handling it. So this routine is what's actually handling the stuff. Okay, so let's take a look, because we do need to do horizontal door as well, but we need to get the open close thing done. So okay, let's put some comments in here as well. Normal flu makes me not breathe. Yeah, I'm the same. My asthma gets really bad with flu, so That's the thing I'm not looking forward to the most, is like the lack of breath from it. Um, yeah. Oh, what's that background? It's that, oh, it's Incredibles, isn't it? All right. So what do we do here? We take our, okay, so we're getting get screen look up for door. And then we, okay, so we did this comparison down here, but we're doing it here as well. So I just wonder, is this the right place to do this? Maybe not. Okay, first of all, I'm going to make some constants for next state. Okay, so door opening equals 1, door, or door moving, let's call it, equals 1, and door static equals 0. Oh no, it's door open, door closed. Okay. So the whether it's moving or not is based on these numbers. Okay, that's fine. Is that being set anywhere in here? No, because we set it on screen loads, but we are using it here, and that would be door open. Okay, so here we check, is the door in an animation? If it is in animation, is door animating? If it is, we go to mid animation, which is this bit here, which is exactly what they're going to do. Wait, this doesn't make any sense, right? Because this only draws if these two don't match. Oh wait, so the door animation has completed. Code flag is set here. Yeah, okay. So this is if it's completed. Okay, so let's think about this. When the door starts, let's load the first screen in. I realize it's getting way more complicated than it needs to be. Which I believe is screen 7. Yeah, screen 7. There we go. So we had this door in. Where's our screen macros? Is vertical, is open. Okay, so where's it gone? Damn it, I closed it again. So we're saying it's a vertical. Oh, it's there. It's written in the comments above it. It's vertical and it's not open. So it's vertical and closed. So that's what we're starting on. Closed is 0 on here. So this needs to change based on what we want to do here. Thank you for the follow, Clement. 34380 Triple E. The gods of binary sculpture, yeah. Yeah, we're praying to it tonight. A May challenge. What's would the May challenge be? I should just set you guys challenges that just fix my code, shouldn't I? I should just go, I can't be bothered with that. I'll make that the May challenge. May day challenge, 24-hour challenge. I'd have to come up with something by Saturday though. I've got the inkling. I've got the inkling of an idea. Je suis français ici. I am French here. It is 11 p.m. High school French for you there. Make compressor, make assembler, fix boomerang. Yeah, these are the things. Yeah. But but will there be? Yeah, there will be a C64 matrix. I've got some ideas. I've got 2 ideas. I just need to work out which one I'm going to do first. So, hey Bronco, hello world indeed. Yeah, um, yeah. I'm just not sure exactly which one to do. I want it to be challenging enough, but not too difficult either. So there we go. All right. Okay, so I've already noted that this should be 0 or 6, which is correct. But for now, it's fine for it being 0 because that's going to draw the entire door. So as far as I'm concerned, this is okay for now. So when it comes into here, what's happened is the state of the door is in oh, hang on. Compare. Oh, this is probably okay. We probably need to look at that in a second because I feel like this is completely wrong. Um, so what this is doing is it's first of all it's checking if the door is animating, and if the door is animating, in other words, if these two states are different, then it needs to come to here. Okay, yes, that's correct. Okay, um, so that is correct. Okay, so if a door is animating, jump to mid anim method or mid anim code. And then this is just working out whether or not the door is open or closed. This doesn't matter at the moment. We'll sort this out in a minute. This is just pointing to the correct. Actually, this probably needs to change as well. Actually, based on how we're doing it. So we come down to here at this point. So now we check if we're opening or closing. So the first time we do this, we go from 0 to 1. So the next state is 1, and therefore we're opening the door here. I mean, that's fairly straightforward. I didn't really need to write that comment, but whatever. So this is what happens the first time, and the first time it kind of works correctly, right? So let me just exit the room and come back in. Hopefully, it should reset the door. Yeah, okay. So the first time it's correct. That's exactly how it should work, which means this is doing its job correctly. And what this is doing is it's taking the animation position, adding 1 to it, and transferring it to the X register. And then this bit here is checking the accumulator to see if we're at the door length. So if we've reached the value 6, then we don't need to do anything more. And we jump to here. Otherwise, if we haven't reached the value 6, then we go and do this. And this vert loop is what draws the door. And so far that's working correctly because it's drawing the door exactly as I'd expect it to. And then in the very last slot, it's drawing a blank because as the door opens, it needs to draw a blank behind it as it opens so that it clears the path behind it, because otherwise that one wouldn't get drawn. This is probably going to be different on a close, so we need to look at that. When it's finished, we set the carry flag and we jump to the exit, which is this bit here where it draws that final piece and exits. And we're restoring. So this door temp x is just to make sure that we restore x all the time in this function. Okay, so this looks good. This side looks okay. I have no issues with that at all. The problem is when we're closing. So as you can see, when the door is open, this value is now at 6. So this is this bit here. And what this should be doing, it is door is completely closed. Okay, no. What this should be doing is jumping into this function up here, into the vert loop, based on whether or not. Oh, that should be relative not equal, actually. So that's one thing. Door. If door not fully closed. and draw. You got the line number wrong though. Actually, did you say 244? I'm gonna set that as just a mistype. And oh god, I kind of want to see that. I want to see what you wrote at the beginning there. I don't know how to. Yeah. Got the line number wrong. Worst excuse in history. No, the worst excuse in history is it works fine on my machine. But it's always the case. It always does work fine on my machine. As I pointed out, you pointed that out actually. Somebody pointed it out to me. I can't remember. What? I don't know what you're typing there. I don't know what you're typing there. Steps. D then draw. D then draw. Comment. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just a space thing. I see. Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to award you points for that. I'm not feeling that generous tonight. And this is the door closing. So if the door is closing, this doesn't actually have to happen. It's fine to draw ahead of the door anyway, as the door is closing, but on the very last one you don't want to. So this may leave a space in the door. Let's see what happens when I run this now. I'm not entirely convinced, but deduct points for pedantry. Shan doesn't know English. Yeah. No fair, I protest. Stetzer is looking at code, not gambling. No, I'm not going to give points for comments. The comment still stands. The comment was still useful. Oh, okay. So we're almost there, but the problem is now is that the carry flag is being used when we it's been used to do something. It looks like it's drawing back one too many. So let's just take a look at what's going on. But that was the right thing. Steps in his Christmas backgrounds. Okay, so let's find the position. So at this point we've set the carry flag. We don't do any comparison, so the carry flag is still going to be set when we jump into this loop up here. And we do an add here. So I would definitely recommend that we clear the carry bit before we do that, because we can't guarantee that that's not going to be increasing by 1, and it will just do it on the first one, which means it will be off by 1, and then it will continue. It will propagate down the screen correctly after that, which is why we get a straight line but offset by 1 character. So hopefully this fixes that. I kind of want an opportunity to use my my breakpoints now. So I was just catching up with chat. I was actually admiring the Christmas background. I kind of like that background. It's nice because I sit nicely in the middle of those. So cool. All right. So the only problem is now is that it's not going all the way down to the bottom. And that's just because of the way that this check is happening now. So in this case, what we're doing here is if the value has reached 0, then we don't actually go to the list, but we still need to go to the list. We still need to draw the door if it's 0. So we need to do this if branch if it's positive. And then what we need to do is if it isn't positive, then now it's FF, then we just need to make sure we reset that value in there, which we can do quite easily like that. And there we go. So hopefully now that should work. And then all we need to do is we need to try the game with the door open to begin with, and see if it works that way around. And then when we've done that, we can do the horizontal, which should just be a kind of expansion of what we've already done here. So Door open, door closed. Yep, that works fine. And actually, it's not. Oh, it is missing. Actually, what did it do then? It did something weird. Was it when that came over? Ah, okay. I just realized something. So I'm going to keep it open. Then when the particles are here, I'm going to close the door on top of the particles. Okay, so that's an interesting one. So what's happening here is the particle system, when it goes to draw a particle, it checks to see if that position is blank or not. It can only draw where there is a blank. And what's happening here is this door is, as it's opening, it's drawing blanks behind it. So what happens is when the particles are there, so at this position here, these particles are being drawn in this character here. So when I put this down, when I put the door down, what happens is the door draws properly, but the particle system has some particles in that position. So it has to clear those particles, and it does it by Thank you very much, Cement. Cement. I'm going to call you Cement. Cement. Cement with a Z. I like that. Thank you very much, and cheers for the bits. All goes towards stream and goes towards the alcohol that keeps me running. My liquid logic, and it goes towards the giveaways as well. Which I'm pointing to a shelf behind me, which you can't see, but there is another Nexus A7 on the shelf behind me for this month's giveaway. Fellow alcoholic, yes, indeed. So yeah, the problem is when this goes to clear, there is actually a new character that's been drawn over the top of that. And so what happens is it is removing that character, but previously what was there is, so when the particles draw, it goes, okay, I need to draw some particles in this location. The first thing that it does is it checks to see, is that location contain a space, which at this point in time it does contain a space. And so it remembers it can draw a character there. Would that ever happen as the door is closed when you enter? It is closed when you enter. However, there are situations like on the screen, down one and across one, where the door closes behind you, and then opens again. So in this case, we're opening the door, but there is a case where you will go through, and you will actually, as you go through, you're going to leave a trail of these behind you, like so, and then the door is going to close, and you're going to end up with a gap like that. I mean, all right, you can't get through that gap, but there is potentially, it's just not going to look, it's not going to look great. Because what's happening is when the particles clear, what they do is they look for, in fact, they don't do any check. All that happens when the particles clear is the character that has the particle drawn in it is removed and replaced with a space. So I guess what I could do is well, there's two ways of doing this. One I think is going to be slow, and I'll explain that one first, which is to add another check into the particle system, which is when you go to clear a particle, is first of all check, is it a particle? Because even though it was a particle at the beginning of the frame, during that frame, it's been replaced with the door. So I could do a check to say, is it still a particle? If it is a particle, then clear it. However, I think that's slow because then I have to do that on every single particle that I clear, which is not good. Thankfully, the particles are grouped into characters as well automatically, so I'm only actually doing the check once per character. However, I think the proper way to do this is actually to close the door with a different. Sorry, to open the door with a different character. I'm just not sure how that's going to work in terms of movement. I might not be able to move through it. So let's try it out anyway. So because we do need to add the door animation in at some point anyway. as in load into the character space. So what we can do in that case is, so we have these character values. These character values basically are going to be loaded in as part of the door loads. Like when the door loads, one of the jobs that the door load is going to do is it's going to pull characters in from the character set to fill these kind of tables in, basically. Um, so you can see on the original game, you've got like a striped kind of door in the way. So that would be built up of 6 characters, basically 2 for each end cap and 2 for in the middle, and they should tile all the way down. It could be built with more; it doesn't really matter. But the point is we can fill this. We can fill these tables on the fly, and the reason we need to fill them on the fly is because the font is loaded on the fly. So let's just take a quick look at what I mean by that. Which I can do in the debugger if I can remember how to actually launch this properly. So this is what happens. It loads to this point, and then it just sits there and I have to refresh. Sublime use VS Code. Yeah, I use this all the time actually now for code. The VS Code stuff I did on Z80, but I've kind of just got used to this Sublime now. So hey, Serenity ship. Okay, so let's load the panel up with the character setting. I can never remember which one it is. There it is. Just get rid of some of these screens so we don't need them. So it's a bit slow on this screen, but you kind of get the idea. So you can see the character set is drawn here. And as I move into another screen, the next screen's character set is going to get drawn from this point here. You see it's drawn there. Now the character set ends here. So now when I go back to this screen again, the new character set is going to get drawn from this point and it's going to loop back around to somewhere around here. So you see, every time I enter this screen, the character set can be in a different place, right? So that means that we can't just hard code where these door values are going to be. But what we do have is in the map loader, when the screen loads, we know where the very last byte, the very last character was loaded to. So we know the locations after it are just for the next screen. So what we can do is we can say, okay, let's just use these next 6 characters or so. And then if we use those, we can draw the door. We can have a space as the very last one. But what I'm worried about is I think the collision needs it to be either this character here or one of these characters for it to be kind of passable. At the moment, all our particles. Actually, no, these characters are not being used yet. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I only using 8 characters for particles? So if that's the case, I can spare a space up at the top, and that will work. Constants. Particle char count 8. Yep. Okay, that's going to work then. In that case, I can use this character here. So I'll go and make an edit. In fact, I'll use this one here so it's out of the way of these particles. But I shall go and quickly make that edit, and that means if we clear the door with this character rather than this character, the particle should in theory not replace it. In fact, we can do that test quickly now. Let's It's character F0. So let's clear the door with F0. Take a look what happens. Okay, so the door is being cleared by this bit here. So as the door opens, it draws this behind it. So if I do F0 here, what we should see instead of spaces in here, which how can I show you the spaces? There you go. Oh, I'm drawing it myself, but instead of seeing spaces there, we should see those circles instead. So let's just try it in the normal. It's involved in a project lately that has a square saw and a noise turn off in music. I made the melody work in PC speaker. Yeah, I think Steps has done a really good job with the Game Boy music for Dot Cosmos as well. That is, considering the crazy limitations that hardware puts on you, I think he did a really good job. Okay, cool. Right, so now we know that that's working. Let's try. Let's just. Okay, yeah. So particles don't go through that. That's good. Yeah, so that's the solution. See, but I can pass through them. So absolutely perfect. Cool. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. That's the easiest solution to this. Certainly the least amount of work. So yeah, you can see down here I reserved 16 characters for particles, but we're only actually using 8 to do all of these particles. So which is actually surprising. But there's a lot of if it uses more than 8, it will flicker between sets of particles to give it more time. And also there's things like bullet bullet decals are not actually the same particles, they're animated. So uh, yeah, all these are dynamic particles. These are not pre-canned animations. It's drawing individual particles into characters. But there's only 8 characters. It's just using 8 characters to draw these particles, and then kind of reusing them wherever it can. And it's pretty neat. Uh, so let's just clear this one. Oh, God, I've got the sneezes. Oh, excuse me. I did a COVID test tonight, and sticking that blue thing up my nose was really, really uncomfortable. It made me sneeze a lot. That's why I'm sneezing. Let's export just the character set. That's all we need. And it's just the base characters. God, I can't remember where I stored it now. There, it's in a folder called 16-bit. I have no idea why it's called 16-bit, but I think it's because I did. Oh yeah, I had the large character set in there. So yeah, so I did a test tonight because I got my thing tomorrow. So I thought I'd just kind of get it out of the way and just confirm that I'm all right before I go out. Just um, oh God, no, I don't like it at all. It's horrible. The first time I did one, so I did one at the beginning of the week as well. Yeah, putting it in my throat, that was awful. First time I did that, I was gagging like crazy. The second time I did it, I kind of figured out that if you're just really, really gentle, you just find the right spot, you can do it without gagging. So that wasn't too bad. But the one up my nose, my God, I just couldn't stop sneezing. I do think that when the pandemic's over, we should have some kind of meetup or something. We should have a little meetup where we meet up, go for a few drinks and stuff, and just get everybody together, and we can all chat and kind of properly, kind of face to face. It's very much just me chatting at the moment, but we can arrange something. I'm sure it's something I've been thinking about for a while. Be kind of cool to do. We can fight. That would be fun. Yeah, nobody can get into the country. Bronco, I agree with this idea. Yes. Well, Bronco, we're due a meet up at some point. It's been a long time since we went for a drink together, so we need to absolutely needs to happen, regardless of whether it's a community meetup or not. Okay, right. So this should now just work with because it's got the right character setting now. So hopefully, I'll order the food. Oh, Andy's in the future again. He's already ordering the food for this. Right, there we go. So let's try this out. So hopefully it should just open and close. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, so the only thing is these particles are not going through this gap, but that's a small price to pay. That's a small price to pay for that gap being filled in properly. Okay, so the other thing is the door is resetting every time. We need to make sure it retains its state as we move between screens. Because at the moment, if I do that, the door is open. If I come in here, come back, the door is closed again. And that's just because the screen, when it initializes in here, uh, it's adding the door with a state of with the state of open. So, uh, state of closed. Sorry. So what we need to do is we need to make this actually pull from a value here instead. Um, okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is we've already got some states in here anyway. So let's put a door state here. Let's say it to 0. Let's go and have a look at the screen macro for this. Is open. Okay, so this is loading the accumulator with this value, but what we probably should do is if is open is null, then we just take the value um, in the accumulator instead for both of these values. So if is vertical equals null, why doesn't that look right? Is it null like that? I feel like that should be able to accept null. I don't know why that's not. I can't remember what I was doing. God damn it. My memory sucks. It really does. Maybe just open a random file from Pick a Mix, which I know has some of these things already in it. So Pick a Mix, I need to finish off there. It's pretty much done. But I do need to just kind of go through it and tidy up because at the moment it's just kind of everything's done. It's just loosely kind of held together. So, okay, where's my macros? Oh, it is just null. Okay, there's just no syntax highlighting on it. All right, I thought there'd be syntax highlighting, and there isn't for some reason. So there actually needs to be 3 things here. So it needs to be if that is null and is open equals null. Actually, we can no. I'll do it with all 3. Might as well. Then we don't do anything. We just use the value that's in the accumulator. Actually, yeah. Let's just do it like that for now. So I could probably reverse this. Let's just reverse this. Okay, so that means we would have to do this ourselves in here, in this screen. So in this screen, in fact, the is open is always going to be from the accumulator. It is vertical. This always needs to come from the accumulator. Accumulator always equals. It has to, because the doors need to have state, right? So we always need to have that. There's no point in having that last property at all. So this macro always needs to take the value that's in the accumulator, which is this value here. Okay, it's pretty easy. Okay, so we shift the value in the accumulator to the left, and then we OR it with this value here, and that will create that value. Okay, that means we don't need that. Cool. BG Copperberg. Ooh, close, close, close. All right, that's one cider down. That's one cider down. Hey, Egos. Okay. No, you spelt Copperberg right. Yeah, you spelt it right. But it may be a different word. Okay. Losing track of where I'm at now. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so now the door state should be being used instead, and then the only other thing we need to do is we need to make sure that when we change the next state here, we also store that in our door state in this file as well. Then that means the next time we come in, the door will be in the correct state. So let's give that a quick try. That should be working fine now. So we should have stateful doors. And then I guess what we'll do is we can do the horizontal doors as well. Not that we have an example of that, but we can throw one into a room. It's an easy task to do. Oh, we need to check the door start. Well, we can check it here actually. The door starting as open or starting as closed. So, hey, praise be the cider. It's cherry cider as well. I don't know if you can see that. It's a new flavor. So I've ordered some. So I wasn't going to drink actually on Saturday, but I may have just one can of this cherry cider just to see what it's like. One can will be fine. What I'm scared of is feeling sick. Right, I get a hangover anyway on a Saturday, on a Sunday even. I don't want that hangover to be like twice as bad because I've got like COVID shot going on. Okay, so come back in here. Ah, no, you see the door state has not been remembered. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Why is the door state not being remembered? So we've got door state, we've got door state. Ah, because that's animation position. That's the door state. I put it in two places and I didn't need to. Don't have hangovers. I never used to have hangovers. I just, but now I always get them. So, uh, I never used to get them at all. I used to be able to drink an insane amount of alcohol, and just wake up the next morning fresh faced. But now it's getting old, yeah. But now it's just like immediately. I don't even need to drink a lot. I can drink, one bottle of wine and it'll be enough to give me a hangover. we go. Your body's your body's way of saying, "Quit doing that, you jerk." Yeah, it is, isn't it? Very much so. All right, here we go. Let's see. Hopefully now this door state will be saved properly. Hey, and it is. Cool. All right. Still really bothers me, this routine. I wish I had the source code for the SID routine, because I really want to reduce that. It's far too much. It's far too much time for that. Thing is, the music is really good, so I don't want to tell Jason to kind of redo the music in Goat Tracker. I don't think it would sound quite as good in Goat Tracker. Um, yeah, okay, I'm kind of happy with that. That'll do nicely, I think. Okay, so let's try making a horizontal door now. We haven't got the proper characters in yet, but that's fine. That will come later on. So the way that the characters are going to work is we have a character set. Uh, it's that one. Is it that one? No, it wasn't that one, was it? No, it wasn't that one. This one. There we go. So we have this character set. I need to find the doors in here. Which actually I don't think they're in there, are they? If they're not, then I need to get them. But I'll get them from Andy anyway. When he's done with the map. As he was mapping. No, they are. They're there, so they will be in here somewhere. So you can see what I'm saying about the door. It's 6 characters, so it's 2 for an end cap here, 2 for an end cap here, and then these. Oh, actually, these aren't repeating, are they? These are freaking unique. That's annoying. Yeah, these are unique. That is really frustrating. We may have to do. Okay, that one's the same. That one's the same. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unique characters in the middle. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 characters. But the cool thing is they don't need to be in this character set. They can come out of this character set, so I can see them here. Because they're doors, because they're drawn dynamically, they can be elsewhere in memory, and they can just be loaded into the character set as we need them. So these will probably be stored. Not sure exactly where they will be stored, but they will be stored somewhere. So in some kind of nice little gap in memory somewhere that we can load them in as we need them. But for now, we'll just stick with this kind of temporary thing for the doors. Okay, so horizontal doors, basically, they're going to be the same thing in terms of how they're set up. They're going to be set up in exactly the same way. Um, Let me just duplicate that. So this is a working door for that one, but the difference is going to be that when they're drawn, they're going to be drawn using horizontal advances rather than vertical advances. So I'm just going to draw one down here. All doors are 6 wide, so for now this is just going to have to be kind of above this thing here. It doesn't really matter where it is as long as I can draw it. But it would be good if it kind of was flush against a wall so I can test the space at the end. So let's do it. Let's try and do it over here somewhere. So let's go back. Wait, it's 6 tiles, isn't it? So hang on, is it 6 tiles? Yeah, I think it is 6 tiles. No, it's 6 characters. It is 6 characters. Okay. So go back 6 plus another 2 because of where the door is. So let's make this 30 and let's move this down to like 15 or something. And let's make it not vertical. So like that. Okay, so this is our new door code. So let's go and have a look at how these are drawn. First of all, I need to check this because I'm not sure whether I should be setting that. Let me just check. So we start with the door. vertical. Let's start with the door close. I think it's fine because the routine looked fine when I left the screen, didn't it? I think it was like when I come back at the screen and come back into here, that door is not drawn. If I go like that and come back in, it is drawn. So I think that routine is fine. But let me just double check it with it starting with these values. I think it's fine though. He bought Le Mans cartridge yesterday. I'm really pleased with that. It's my favorite buy of the years. Well, not quite of the year. The Nomad's probably my favorite buy, but in terms of game purchase, I'm really pleased I got that because there's two cartridges I really wanted for the Mega Drive. One is this because it has the two extra slots on it, and the other one is Virtua Racer because it has the extra chip in it that I don't think EverDrives can do it. Actually, I don't think there's a way for an EverDrive to do it at all. So it's the one game you can't play even with an EverDrive. So I'd like to get a copy of that at some point. Um, there might be more actually. I'm not sure if Virtua Fighter was came out on Mega Drive or if it was 32X. I can't remember. It was definitely on the Saturn, but I think they brought a version out on the Mega Drive as well. It might be the 32X I'm thinking of though. Wouldn't surprise me. Also, I wonder if the 32X would work in that Mega EverDrive X7 can do virtual racing. Oh, okay, cool. So they've got an FPGA emulating the 3D chip then. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, that looks like it's drawing fine. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. That's pretty neat. I don't think the EverDrive I'm getting is a 7. I think it's quite an old one. Because I wasn't too fussed about it being like the latest and greatest. I just wanted something that worked. It might not even be an official EverDrive. It might be a copy. Um, but really, the only reason I'm getting is just to be able to run my own ROM. So that's why it's there. So hey, Thalamus, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Well, and thank you for the follow, Manta Diver as well. Appreciated. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. All right, let's go ahead and try and draw a door horizontally then. So this doesn't matter. This should be reset. That's fine. I'll probably get rid of the debug. Is there a debug print somewhere? Not there. Thank you very much for the resub. Once this go boom, appreciated. Can I send you a copy of my current map file? You mean this one? I can indeed. I'll do that right now, actually. Playthrough to completion. Didn't find anything else. Oh, awesome! We have somebody who has completed .cosmos without cheating. But you did use save state, so you kind of have. But uh, there's a few things you don't. I've only got a couple of rooms, but yeah, let me send them to you. Let me send that to you right now. It's pretty quick for me to do that. Let me just open the right folders up. Make sure that's not yeah. Just making sure that wasn't a suspicious looking folder. Let me find where that is. Objects, Cecconoid, sets. I really need to sort these folders out because they're kind of a bit all over the show. I've got lots and lots of different files in here for various things. Also, you'll notice on this there's some coloring on things and some materials on things. But if you're just copying the kind of layout, then that's fine. All right, there you are. You on here? Oh, God, where are you? Oh, there you are. There you go. Done. Uh, he means creatures 3. It's not fucking yes. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, it fits through a two-tile gap. Yeah, it does fit through a two-tile gap. I did check that actually. It's one of the things. I'll verify it again in a second, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah. Um, okay, so in that case, when we add the door, everything is fine. So what's going to happen here is it's going to get into this draw door. It's going to get to this point, and it's just going to draw the door vertically because we don't have a horizontal state yet. We don't have any check for horizontal. So this is just going to jump straight into drawing the door vertically. So let's just make sure it behaves as expected. It's always good just to check, even if things don't do exactly what I want them to do. At least they're doing what I expect them to do. Yeah. Okay. So it is drawing a door. It's drawing it. Actually, it's not quite the right place for it. I think it does need move. I'm going to move it down another couple. I'm going to move it down like 4 spaces. I'm going to move it back across 2. So I'm going to move it down 4 and across 2. But it is indeed drawing a vertical thing. And that's because it's making no distinction between a horizontal and vertical door yet. So that means I need to copy this section, put this into horizontal, and call this horizontal loop, and call this horizontal exit. Uh, and then just make sure we jump into this section if the door is vertical. So the moment we jump to this point here, where we can now check is door vertical. Okay, so we can do the little check here, and that will decide whether we jump to this point here or whether we skip over to horizontal. So we're going to load the accumulator with data dot state. No, data dot is vertical, comma x, and if this is 0, in other words, if it's equal to 0, then it's horizontal, and we go to horizontal. Okay, nice and simple. Now, that does mean we need to change this because this is the animation. So this I will actually probably need to be duplicated as well. So the mid animation will do different things depending on whether it's closing vertically or horizontally. It could just be down to changing these though, because these bits will remain the same. The only thing that really changes is whether or not it's vertical or horizontal loop. So what I can do here is I can create a section called jump loop. And so this bit is definitely going to jump into a loop. Um, so we're always going to jump into this loop part here. But then what this section can do is it can work out whereabouts we are in that, whether it's horizontal or vertical. So it would be same as this here. Like so. Otherwise, we jump to third loop. Okay, so now this will hopefully pick the right loop. And so the only thing we need to do now is work out how we draw the characters. So at the moment, what we're doing is we're drawing one across. What we draw a character, then we move across by one and draw another character, and then we advance. What we need to do instead is we need to draw a character, advance by 40, draw that character, then go back by 39, obviously. But we also need to pull the characters from two different arrays now. So these two tables here. So we've got top and bottom this time. So that means this is slightly more complicated, but not by too much. So we can transfer Y into the accumulator. We can clear the carry flag, and we can add 28. Now, it probably means we don't need to clear the carry flag here, but we're probably going to be subtracting here anyway. And transfer that back into the Y register. So that's now going to draw on the next line down. And yes, we do need to do the opposite here. So we need to subtract 39 or 27 in hex. And that will allow us to go back up to the next, the above row, but one across. Otherwise, that's fine. The rest of this is exactly what we would expect. Nothing is changing here. There is this gap on the end. Okay, so this gap on the end needs to be drawn. And that means this needs to be the same down here as well. So we need to do that here. Part of me thinks, actually, no, it's quite small. It would be too much overhead to move it out. Okay, let's give that a try. That might just work. Might not as well, but it might. So we've got to give it a try. Oh, thanks for the advert as well. I've not mentioned .cosmos tonight, but yeah, if you want a copy of .cosmos, she's coming out very soon on the Game Boy. Then head to the link that Andy just posted, and you can pre-order your copy now. You can also enter a raffle. You don't need to pre-order the game to enter the raffle. You can just enter the raffle. It's £5 a ticket, I believe, for a chance to win this really nice custom refurbed Game Boy Color. It's got a beautiful screen. It's got really good sound, like crazy loud sound. Actually, I have to turn it down. It's too loud. And it's just a brand new kind of printed, not like the screen printed design on it or something. I'm not sure how they do it actually, but I'm imagining some kind of screen print in a brand new shell with a kind of clear-ish, smoky clear kind of background on it. Very, very nice. Definitely worth gambling £5 for. And just a beautiful, beautiful piece of equipment. There's only four. There's only four of them that have been made. I've got one. The publisher's got two. So Jamie and Darren have got one each, and there's one more which is in this competition. Right, let's try this store out now. And the pre-orders are going well as well. I'm surprised that well, I'm not surprised how they're going. I should have more faith in my own stuff. Okay, so this is drawing really well. Okay, right. So it's not quite drawing the space behind it like it should be doing, but it is kind of doing its job. But this is kind of screwed up at the end. But the door itself is opening and closing in the right place, but there is obviously some crap appearing here. Okay, that's fine though. That's not bad. That means it's not a huge amount of stuff that needs to be done. It could be to do with this here. Yes, it is to do with this, isn't it? Okay. Jump vertex it. Okay, so we just need to do another comparison here to work out which one of these we need to be doing. Okay, so should be enough. And that will then draw the right thing in the right place, hopefully. Okay, let's give that a try. Yeah, and hopefully in the next month or two, I'll start streaming some 68K stuff. I want to get a bit more Mega 65 stuff done. We've got a Warlocks game that we're gonna convert on Saturday, so as well as the kind of the announcements for the prize draws for the games that are being submitted this week. Um, yeah. um, yeah, so we're please don't, we won't ban you for copying an answer. It's fine. Welcome to the stream, Void Runner. I hope you're well. I'm not going to be doing. I thought about doing my own assembler, and the more I looked into it, the more I realized it's probably a huge task. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a preprocessor for existing assemblers. It's going to allow me to use some of the constructs that I want to use, but not. I'm not going to have to deal with the actual assembly side of things. But I'll still be able to use like for loops and things. So all right, let's test that door out now. Oh, okay. Now that went horribly wrong, didn't it? Look at that. I mean, what's it doing? Interesting. Okay, but it went horribly wrong. Okay, so this is what I added, these two lines, and at that point it went horribly wrong. Ah, aha. Okay, so the problem is this value here. Because what we do is we actually we don't. I thought that was being overwritten somewhere. Why did I? Ah, yeah, it's overwritten here in this loop, and then it's loaded back in again. Okay. Okay, so that should be fine. In fact, that. Okay, let me think. So the problem is when it's opening, right? When it's opening, that's where there's an issue. So, I thought you had a copy the answer and added two. Yeah, that's usually the way to. Oh God, I'm messing with my eyes again. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I need to stop doing that though. Okay. So the problem is drawing this last space. It's not drawing the correct thing. In the case of opening, because it's not jumping to the right line. So if I replace this for Horrid's exit, hopefully it should draw the right thing, right? So that's what I'm banking on here. To nudge my camera down a little bit, nudge my chair down. No, see okay. So the horizontal is not working quite right. So let's get that working right first. So if I don't do anything here, what do I get? Actually, we clear the carry bit again when we come to here. I'm wondering if, because in the vertical exit, we actually don't do any addition or anything. Whereas here we actually clear the carry flag. I think what we should probably be doing here is that at the beginning, and making sure we do that at the end, because we rely on the carry flag to return the right state when we exit. It's not something I use very often, but yeah, see that looks right. I mean, it's drawing the wrong thing when I open. It's still drawing down for some reason. But that's probably just because in actually, why is it drawing down like that? That's weird. Right, hang on. Okay. Okay, let me try with that the push processor status and pull processor status, because I think that's probably going to fix one issue, but I think there's another one as well. Is there a list? No, no, I keep them secret. So you have to try and work them out. They some of them are on themes, various themes, and you can use your shimmer shillings to buy to you can redeem shillings to get a random background, which will may or may not help you towards kind of working out other backgrounds. So the interesting thing is the door itself is drawing correctly, but the spaces that it draws at the end are obviously completely incorrect. Um, which makes me think this is not quite doing what I think it's doing. Um, which should be drawing a character, then going on to the next line, drawing a character. Yeah, it's so the reason I do the backgrounds like that is so people who visit the stream a lot will remember what the backgrounds are, and remember what their favorites are, and they can reuse it again. It's a kind of a reward for kind of visiting the streams a lot. Okay. Okay, so I can set this back, and that fixes that issue. Okay, so that should now be exactly the same, but now I'm using actually a branch rather than jumping directly to it. Yeah, I think somebody was keeping a record of them, or a lot of them anyway. I don't know if it was all of them, but okay, yeah, so it's behaving the same. So when it opens, it leaves junk behind it, and when it closes, it draws junk down the screen, as if it's doing a vertical opening for some weird reason. Um, okay, so it's not this. This is deciding which of these to take, and this seems to be working fine. So this is the close routine. And this is just working out whether or not we should exit at this point. And this should just be drawing directly ahead for some reason, but it doesn't seem to. It seems to be failing um, somewhere in this loop. So let's stick a breakpoint in here. Let's actually use the breakpoints now and go through. Okay, so what am I interested in? I'm kind of interested in this bit here, I guess. Uh, because what I want to know is when we exit, where is it drawing the space and what is it drawing in that space? Because it looks like this is completely wrong at the moment. It's not drawing this at all. It's drawing something else. So I want to see if that actually happens. So let's go ahead and try and load this in the debugger. See, there's some things about this that just don't work. And just to answer Steps as well, Steps sent me a message. The weight thing doesn't seem to make any difference for me. I've tried no weight. I've tried 10 seconds of weight less. Yeah, I've tried all sorts of eyes, and it doesn't have any effect on my. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's what I want. All right, on the way it starts, but it's fine. I can work around it, so it's fine. There we go. Right. Okay. Let's get into the game. It's really slow, this bit, for some reason on the debugger. I don't know why. Maybe it was on too slow. Okay. So I want to know, as the routine exits, which should be once for every single character on here, what the Y register is, which will be up here, which should point to an offset from this position. And then we'll step through that code to just make sure. So just let me make sure. Yeah, the breakpoint is in there. That's good. Let's press fire so that the door begins to open. Okay. Okay, I don't know why it stopped there, but it has stopped there, weirdly. Or is it? Ah, it's because of my... There we go. There we go. Okay, so... Oh, it's so good having these breakpoints in. So at this point, the Y register is on 25, which... See, that doesn't make any sense. Why is the Y register on 25 at this point? It should be on 6. It should be on 6. Why is it on 25? Doesn't make any sense. So let's just have a look at C3. So C3 is C2F8, which is going to be... I wish it would put the actual screen locations down here instead of just these values. Okay, so I think this is the problem. Oh no, see, it has put a blank in there. So how does that work though? 25 seems like the wrong... Oh, excuse me. Hey, Warlock. Huh, okay. PG COVID, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. So I guess the key here is understanding why ends up at that value, because it shouldn't. It should start at the screen location plus whatever our value is here. Our X position. It's our X position. Okay. Yes. No, that's fine. In that case, that's because our screen position is 32 and 25 is... Yeah. Okay. No, that is correct then. Okay. Fine. Okay, and then that should go into the next row and blank that, but it doesn't. It doesn't because... Okay, so I can see where the junk is coming from. That's easy. So the junk is coming from the fact that we actually use the accumulator here. So we need to put that value back into the accumulator here. So that will get rid of the junk now. But it doesn't answer the question what's happening when when the door closes the other way. So it could just be that we're jumping into the wrong function at this point. So let's take a look. Okay, so we're still hitting this function. Our Y is at 21, which kind of makes sense because that's one ahead of the start. I mean, I didn't see anything get drawn there at all. Oh. Wait, is it? Oh, no, it is back again. Okay. Oh, no, it is drawing. Look, there you go. But then, boom, it draws too much at some point. Okay, let's restart. Let's see if we get the blanks as it comes out. So let's just do it in the normal method. That almost looked like a programming language, yeah. Uh, if we could get that debugger to work on Xemu, that would be the most amazing thing ever. I think that would totally change the way people code for the Mega 65, because it's definitely changed how I code for the C64. Uh, to the point where if I use another system like the Game Boy, for instance, when I was using BGB, even though the debugger is pretty good, I mean, it's got lots of stuff in it, it just didn't feel as good as C64 debugger. And yes, the C64 debugger has issues. I should have maybe taken that breakpoint out. Oh, okay, it's left a weird space here. Let me get rid of that break. Try again. Yeah, C64 debugger does have issues, but it's really, really good. Um, Game Boy should have used no Coast the Ultimate Debugger. I mean, I didn't really need much more, but every time I went to do something, I just was in the back of my mind was thinking, C64 debugger does this better. C64 debugger does this better. Yeah, it was, but I didn't find myself lacking from anything. It was just, why does it keep putting those two there? That's really weird. I had a CLC before the label. Oh, this is to do with how we exit the function. So um, this is there to make sure that, because if we get to this point, then the animation is finished and we have to clear the flag. So yeah, this function returns a carry flag depending on whether the door's open or closed. It's also the reason we do this here as well, because we're changing the carry flag here. Oops. Um, so yeah, that's why that's there. Uh, yeah, no point. Sorry. Hey, Gaheem. Hope you're well. Been a heavy week. Yeah, it's been a weird week for me actually. It's been nice to have a couple of days off. Actually, I needed. I think I needed that Tuesday off. So next week though, we'll really jumping into something. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Actually, I'm probably going to keep the Tuesday streams secret until the day, because I don't really know what I want to do on that day yet. So it'll alternate between various things. So um, and just so you know as well, if you do try a background and you don't see it appear, even though you had time for it as well, then I will. I have them all recorded in a list that I've got a server running that scans all for any potential images. So I may add them at a later date, because I try and add maybe 20 or 30 at least between each stream. I don't always manage it, but I do try. So if you do request something and it's not there, it may be there next time. So don't give up. What time is UK is the porting? What UK time is the porting on Saturday? Well, I'll be starting at 9:30. But there'll be obviously there'll be the first kind of 15, 20 minutes of spiel or whatever. I guess I could do the draw earlier. It doesn't really matter too much when I do the draw. Uh, do you know, I did consider Acmafin writing a little AI routine to actually to go and find images based on, because Google has some really good metadata for the images as well. So I was thinking it'd be nice to have something which could take your requests and kind of filter out the crap, because there are some stupid ones in there, like Shallan's credit card, for instance. I don't know who keeps typing that, but you're not going to catch me out that easy. 6:30 a.m. So you might go a bit earlier. Okay, that AI would be abused so far. Yeah, that's the problem. It would have to be. It would have to filter out TOS unsafe stuff, which would be a bit tricky, I think. But I did consider it. I was thinking about it today, just to make it a bit easier. I could even have it. I could even have it where it creates a list of new images. Like it goes and finds the images, but I have to verify them, so I have to like say, yep, 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 they're fine. I mean, if I was just to allow it to immediately add them to the database of images, that would just be really, really bad, and it would be completely abused. Yeah, exactly, Warlock. Yeah, that sort of thing. But yeah, okay. I'll probably do the porting, because I'm probably going to use the entire stream to do the port. So yeah, it will be about 9:30, but there will be a little break in the middle just to do the prize draw for the latest Nexus. Okay, so we've got an issue somewhere where one of these close functions is drawing something odd in its spot for some reason, and I'm not sure why, because I would expect it to jump to the correct place. Yeah, so just to go on what Andy was saying, you see this set code flag here. This set code flag is what happens when the door is complete, I believe. So when the door is finished opening, it sets the carry flag, just so that we can deal with. Is it in here? I can't remember where it is. We've got a routine somewhere which actually checks. I think it might just be the update function. Yes, this one here. All right, so I'm gonna use that breakpoint there. Let's give this a quick test in the debugger. To be honest, it probably wouldn't even be that much of an AI. It would just be um, matching up search to images to, sorry, but matching up your BG commands that don't get used to Google image searches, and then finding the most relevant searches and providing some stuff. I could probably make it better by training it based on what I reject and what I don't. So I could it could maybe offer me 3 images. Tell me the command that you typed in. Show me 3 images. Yeah, and then who typed that one in? Who did that one? That's got to be SP. SP did that. No. It's a place in Bulgaria. Oh, is it Steps? Yeah, Red Dwarf. Okay. God, I already feel like I'm getting a cold. I've not even been for the freaking thing yet. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, why didn't it not break then? Did I not put a breakpoint in? I did, but I didn't save it. God damn it. All right. It stops in the middle. That's the weird thing. Like you can see it kind of. You don't get a runny nose with COVID. No, but you do get a runny nose when you've been sticking freaking sample sticks up your nose. I pressed the wrong one. I should have been shift. So I was a bit slow tonight, but at least we got the doors working. So yeah, on Saturday I'll start straight away on the conversion because I think it's probably going to take the full 5 hours. Um, it might not do, but what I'm thinking of is the intro is has got quite a few things on it that are not just going to work straight away on the Mega 65. They're going to need a little bit of tweaking to get to work. But that won't be the first step. Will be getting the game running with the new background. So Warlock has sent me a new background, which I should just be able to drop in Aciprite and use Monster Go Boom's scripts to extract characters from it, which we can then it will extract characters in a map. I used it for doing the raid and demo thing that I did. And that will replace the bitmap. And then I'm hoping we can get it to all fit in the lower 64 kilobytes because then it will work from it will work in XEMU, which would be ideal. But I have a funny feeling it's not going to quite fit. So yeah, it is allergy season as well. Yeah, the thing is, I sneeze all the time anyway. I'm allergic to my freaking cats. I've got 3 cats and I'm allergic to cats, so it's stupid. It's my own fault. Oops, why is that not working? Oh, wrong button. That's why. Okay, so it draws a space. It draws a space, and then on the next, it draws a space, and it draws a space. Okay, and on this one, draws a space, draws a space. Oh, and then it seems to have skipped one for some reason. Okay, so that's what it's doing. It's skipping one for whatever reason. It's skipping one. Okay, that's good. It means we know what's going on then. Oh, it's so much better having the breakpoints. It really is. It really is so much better. Um. Okay, so why is it skipping one? Why would it be skipping one? That would be that this value is for some reason. Wait, this is when it's opening, isn't it? So it's this one. For some reason, this value is adding twice or something. I'm not entirely sure here. Aha, hang on. So we've got this transfer accumulated to the X register. So we're taking the value that's in animation position, then we're putting it in the X register, and then down here we're using that X register. So that's wrong here. So what we should be doing instead is if we do need to jump into this loop, then we need to just push that accumulator onto the stack. Oh, why is all sorts of wait? What's going on? Oh, I've got the wrong mode on my keyboard. There we go. So push that accumulator onto the stack. Oh, hang on. This is. Oh, this is a little bit of a puzzle now. So I need to keep Y as it is. I can't change Y. I can't change X yet, but I do need to put the accumulator into X. And the reason I need to put the accumulator into X is because it's pulled from these values here. It uses these values here, but it only uses them up to this point. So maybe Uh, okay, I'm gonna do it like this. This is a bit weird, but I think this might help me here. So that means this is go for loop. Okay, so then this place here would eventually jump to horizontal loop, but not before pulling that, transferring it to the X register. The reason I do that here and not here is because I'm using this branch here, so I can't do any kind of register loading here because the registers set the flags. So this is one of the very, very rare cases where setting the flags is detrimental to what I need. So um coronavirus. So I think that was probably the problem, that this value was applying to this instead of the correct value. So I think that might work. Yeah, I might set so there is like a grace period for this timer where if nobody gets it right, if like the people who are guessing get it wrong, there's like a 10, well, it's currently it's a 5 second period in which anybody who guesses, the first person to guess a correct background gets their background on. I might extend it to 10 seconds so it's a bit kind of more lenient. Um, okay. Okay, so now the closing is working, so that was definitely that, but it doesn't explain why the open is doing weird things. So come back, come in here. So you see the open is, yeah, the open's fine. The closing is wrong though. So on a close, it starts coming out the bottom as well. Um, so let's take a look at this again. So that's because in here, what we do is we jump to one of these uh, based on whether we're vertical or not. Whereas when we're closing, we don't actually do anything. Yeah, we don't draw anything here. We just jump to jump loop. Ah, but we do it again here with this. See, look, we transfer it to the X to the accumulator. And we do the same thing here. Okay, so I need to get rid of that and trust this to do the rest of the job. Okay, that should be fine. Oh god, nose is itching like crazy now. And that should be it, I think. The other thing I want to check if this is working is that the decals still work on the door. So if you shoot a closed door, it should give off particles. In fact, I can check that now with this. So I should, yeah. So that's good. So that I wanted to make sure that they still. Oh, that's into. I can't get through a two gap apparently, but I can there. Why can't I there though? Wait a minute. So let's just confirm that for Thalamus. Yeah, see, two gap could get through. Uh, or is that three gap? I think that might be a three gap actually. Let's shoot that one. Right, okay, so that's a two gap. Yeah, I can get it. Okay, so two gaps are fine to move through. Let's just check up at the top as well. Oh yeah, still a block removed in the floor there. What is that about? Need to figure out. Oh yeah, that's a bug that's been there a while, isn't it? Need to figure out why that's happening actually, because yeah, okay, so we could, yeah, 16 by 16 pixels is the perfect gap. As you can see, I can't actually move. I'm not moving horizontally. I'm just changing directions. Yeah, why is that happening there? If I go out and come back in, I think it's to do with the particles. So I think if I get some particles going here and then jump in here, The same reason we were getting a gap in the door, basically. Um, that what's happening is as we move into this screen, occasionally those particles want to be removed from this location. Uh, it's probably a similar reason to why when I go into this screen, you watch the two mines at the bottom. Oh, you think it was one of the explosions? Okay. See those two mines start there. And it's because it does a proximity sense. And when I enter this screen, I actually enter from the bottom here. So those two appear, but then what the screen movement does is it moves me across this way, but there's obviously some update. So there's a couple of little things I need to sort out. But for now I'm just working on these kind of these bigger issues first. The minor kind of bugs can be sorted out later. Okay, so let's check that this door works. Perfect. Okay, so all that really remains for this door now is to load in characters from the character set into into these locations uh, in here. So into these tables here. So these tables need to be loaded on the fly. So the way I'm going to do this for now is going to be kind of temporary because what I need to grab, first of all, I need to find where the hell that door is. Somebody did tell me how to do this. I think there was a way to do this. Where have I gone? Oh, there we go. It's not the easiest thing to kind of zoom in on. Is it that? No. There we go. So you can see these characters here and this one here make up the door, basically. It looks like these ones are repeated. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these characters out. Actually, I'm going to save this whole thing. Save project as door chars. And then I'm just going to strip it down to those characters. So that's door. And where was the other one? It was here, wasn't it? There we go. There we go. So now we've got door characters. Save that project and export that binary. So just exporting the character set here. Don't care about anything else. Again, I need to really sort these. I mean, I've got one called 16-bit, one called game. They all seem to be varying. I guess I'll put it in here with these doors. Okay. So this file is going to be how big? It's going to be 160 bytes long. So we only need a space of 160 bytes in memory to put these, which should be pretty easy to find. Actually, there's plenty of good room for this. I'm going to try and put it somewhere where it really does kind of has no impact on the rest of kind of memory. Of course, the other option as well is to use a static bank. So we've got the idea of static banks, which allows me to just bank in a bank on the cartridge and use memory there to copy things across. However, I want to avoid doing that at the moment because that will be banked in at 8,000, and 8,000 I think is where screen code is run from or something. One of the codes, well, map tables, that's it. But if you look here, we've got boot section, doors. So there's the area like down in with the old screen RAM, basically. So it's 700 kind of onwards. So what I can do is if I just go into the game loader, game loader, here we go. So I just come into here and I just add a section in for this. So I'm going to do it in here. think we're fine to use this. So I'm going to put I'm going to call it extra char because there might be more than one. I'm going to call it extra char low because I want it to be low in memory. So I'm just using that as an indicator that this is actually low in memory. And I'm going to put it at O. Actually, where does the cart loader load in? Cart loader loads in 0340 and it's E0 bytes. So I can't put it 0400. So it needs to be a bit after that. So I'm going to put it at 0500. That should be fine there. And then change this to 07FF. Oh, actually, it's 0800. We've got a little memory warning there. And this is extra chars. And this is dot import binary. And this will be dot bit. Right. So that's going to load them into that area in memory. Oh, faulty towers. That would be oh, God damn it. You guys coming up with some good ones there. Oh, Seinfeld. Who guessed that one? SP. Well done. Good spot. Yeah. I believe, I'm just going to check, but I believe there are two office ones. I think they've both been discovered though. But Faulty's a good one. Faulty's a good one. That may be making an appearance at some point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that one. That's the shocking thing. It's going to be fun picking a picture for that. There's so many good pictures of that. I mean, it really probably should be the intro shot of the hotel with like, you know, whatever it says, like farty owls or whatever it says. Okay, so we've got this area that's loading in here. So now all we need to do is make sure that that actually does load in. So at the moment, this is just kind of all the bits that need to be loaded in. The actual loading happened. Game code low here. Okay, so oops, becomes extra charlo. And that's loading at 0500. So now when I run this, we should have some characters at that location. Yeah, Mars is valid. Yeah, so you need to be. I think it's within the first 5 minutes, 5 seconds of the ready. I will extend it to 10 seconds, so there's a bit more leeway. That's Life on Mars. You mean the TV show? Oh, um, okay. Um, sorry, I keep getting distracted reading chat. Okay, okay. So now we've got the characters for the door. Now what we need to do is we need to know where to load them in. So what happens is whenever we load a door for the first time, so in here we need to add the characters for it. So that's basically just adding all of these characters. We need to add 20 characters to the character set, and we need to point these values to those locations. So the way we're going to do that here is we're going to say load data dot next door. Oh, hang on. We've got to be careful here because these values are all being used. So let's do it at the end instead. Let's do it. No, we can't do it here either. We have to do it here, I think. Yeah. In fact, let's just copy the characters every time. I mean, this is only happening during the setup of a screen, so this is fine. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Let's copy door charts. Okay, so copy door charts. The job of this is going to be to take the location we already have for the end of the character space. So remember what I said about when we load into a screen, all the characters that make up that screen are loaded into memory dynamically. And then there's a pointer which points to the very last space in memory. So we need to take that pointer and run with it, basically. That becomes the new location. So we need to find the code that actually does that work and kind of duplicate it slightly over on this side. So I'm going to load it into this side. It's going to be in map loader. And we need to take a look at what's going on. So you can see we've got a font pointer here, which I believe points to the next location in memory, right? So if I just do a look for that, 4398. Okay, so if I load this in the debugger, load the right thing up. Just put an RTS in there, or else it's just going to crash. Oh, Button Moon. That's a good one as well. Button Moon. Damn, you guys are giving me some good ideas for backgrounds. Give me some really good ideas for backgrounds. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Now, if I check the font for this, so if we go and have a look for the font one is, oh God, I always get this wrong the first time. There we go. So you can see we're about, well, there's 32 characters on each row here, which each means each one of these is exactly 100 hex bytes long. So this would be C. Oh God, where is the font actually? Can't remember what the font location is now. The font is at C800. Okay, so that would be 800, 900, A, 89A, B. So we're looking at a character around about CB 20. That's what I'm expecting to see when I look at the memory location. Is it for? I forgot what the memory location was now. 4398. So the parasol stars. Yeah, CB20. Cool. All right. So it is pointing to that location. Now the thing is, we don't want to change this location at all. We want to keep this location as it is, but we want to make a duplicate of it for ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that value from in here. So we're going to take. Let's write what I need to do. So copy map loader font pointer. 20 per indirect. Then I need to copy 8 bytes from can I give that a label in there? I think I can give it a label, can't I? Copy 8 bytes from that. And then when I've copied 8 bytes, I need to advance. Oh, actually, at that point, I also need to store the values in here. Actually, I can probably do that at the end, I think. Huh. What's with the italics? What italics? With a doc flag. Shut up about flags. Oh, Streamlabs or Streamer. Okay, yeah. Goddamn flags. Why does it put a big space in there? It's weird. Okay, so we need to copy those characters. So yeah, we do need to go through this first. But at the same time here, we need to calculate font index number from pointer. Store for later. So that means taking this font. Oh, actually, we've got it here. Yeah, we've got it here. God, that's easier. Okay, in that case, I don't need to do that later. So we need to copy that, copy 8 bytes, then we need to repeat this 20 times. However, when we advance font pointer in 0 page by 8, at the same time, we need to check that that does not exceed a certain value. Now, we already have this check in here. Advanced font pointing, you can see it here, which wraps the index around again. So duplicate functionality in so we need to duplicate the functionality in there because we need to make sure that when that font gets to the end, we wrap around to the proper place. And that means we need to duplicate what this is doing. Now, whether or not we I mean, it's not too big. It's only what maybe 30, 40 bytes. So I'm not too bothered about duplicating that into here. It would be nice to make it work both ways, but it has got some hard references to values in this file, so it's probably better not to. So we need to repeat copy 20 times, turn caps on. So that will copy all 20 characters. And then what we need to do is we need to get our map loader font index. In fact, it does need to be different because it's split into 2 pieces here. So we need to get the map loader font index and copy value into door tables here. Into relevant door tables in. This is going to get tricky because what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to know exactly where those values need to go in here. So there's probably going to be another table, which is the offset into here for each of the values. So that's where it's going to get a little bit tricky. And then advance font index, blah blah blah, and repeat 20 times. So we can either do this with a single loop or we can do it in two separate loops. It doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. I'm going to do it in two separate loops because it just means that we're probably not going to run into much collision in registers if we do it all in two loops rather than one loop. Oh, excuse me. What's that one? That's a really bad Terminator picture. Oh, Eldritch likes that one. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think I like it that much. I think it's hard to tell what it is. But okay, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Hope we're okay on Saturday. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm definitely going to do the stream. I believe actually Terminator is an interesting one. I am, yes. There's more than one Terminator picture. I'm going to tell you that much. I'm going to tell you what they're called, but there is more than one Terminator picture. I thought there was. All right. Last can of cider. It's literally my last can of cider as well. I have no more cider left. So let's see if we can do this pretty quickly. Okay, so we need a 0-page location to do the copying to and from. This is on a startup of the screen, so I'm not too fussed about where this is being used. I'm going to reuse some other area. There's a screen temp vec here, so I'm going to copy door chars. Are we using it in here? I don't even think we're using this in here. Oh, we're using it in the draw door function, but it's only being used for drawing the door. So yeah, let's use it here as well. So I'm just going to give it another label. I'm going to call it door font lookup or door font vec. I'll do. So I'm just creating a label directly above this one, which means it's going to use the same space here. Let's go through this routine. So hopefully it's not too complicated, this routine. So we need to load this value from here and store it in this value in 0-page. 0-page doesn't have any labels, so that's absolutely fine. So it's going to be +0. It's going to be +0, which means you need to do the same on this side. Okay. This door temp X, I'm going to use it as a door char counter as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the value 20 or 14 in hex into that. So we can then decrease it with this here. So I'll keep these comments in the handy, right? So decrease door counter, and if that's not equal to 0, then we jump back to, let's just call it loop, and that will go here. Then we need to copy some bytes. Now, we need to make sure that we don't mess around with the X and Y registers if possible. So I'm going to push those values. Actually, no, I'm going to do it like this. Let's do at the end here. Right, now we can use the X register. So let's see if that's enough. Copy 8 bytes from the extra load char doors to the front pointer. Okay, so we'll go backwards from this. So we'll load X with 7. And this is going to be our inner loop, so I'll just do it like this. Basically, we need to load. Actually, this needs to be Y, doesn't it? Yes, this needs to be Y. Hang on, is this right? Hang on. Yeah, it needs to be Y. Okay. I was just trying to remember if I need to set another value up, and I do need to set another value up, so I'm going to do that here. Whoops, not that one. No. I could probably use another area on here, but I'm just going to use this one. Font. I'm going to call it font fetch, and that is basically going to be oops, because we need to know where to fetch the data from and where to put it. So we actually need two lookups here. So that's fine. Okay. So that means we can grab the value from the fetch. Comma Y. And store that at door font vec, comma Y. So now we're copying data from the lower area of memory into the higher area of memory. Yeah. No, Jen, from that image. No, you're right. I did look at various images. This was the kind of the most labyrinthy picture I could find, really. So, okay, so that's going to give me that. Then if I decrease that until we get to there, boom. All right. So I need to advance some things here. So the first thing I'm going to advance before I do font pointer is the font fetch. So I'm just going to take because this is always going to go linear. This is not going to jump around. You know, there's no wrapping on this. This is just going to advance through this section. And not have any weird wrapping, unlike this next bit, which is going to have some wrapping. So, which is this functionality in the map loader. So in here, we have these. Okay, there's a font index there, and that wraps the index. Oh, actually, yeah, this does. Maybe we do need to do both at the same time. Okay, let me just copy this functionality. So what it needs to do, doesn't need to do that, but it does need to know when we're at the end of font space. So maybe it does kind of temporarily need to know about these. Oh man, this is door chart count. Let's put a door. This was never going to be super easy. This is always going to have a little bit of complication to it, but it shouldn't take too long. I don't think. I think I could do this before some amount of time anyway. Okay, so there's our font index, which we're going to have to load again when we get back down to here. For now, anyway. In fact, I can do that there. There we go. But what that means now is I can use that to work on this section and obey the functionality. But I think what's probably going to happen is I'm going to merge these two together into one because this is all doing the same kind of bit, basically. Font pointer, so that's font vec here. So it is duplicating that very, very precisely, just changing the vectors, which is a bit frustrating, but I can work with that for now. Okay, so that means this whole thing is advancing that font pointer, and then it's doing this. I suspect that that's going to be too. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not too big. It's probably just about right, actually. But then we've got the font index as well, so I think that needs to be added into this. So let's just move this into the relevant places in here. Okay, so once we've copied the byte in, then the next thing we can do is we can do the font thing. And that repeats 20 times. Okay, that's probably going to work, actually. So font index is already set. So what we can do here... so actually this needs to go the other way. Unless I do this backwards as well. So it does mean we're going to need the X. So let's put the X in here. Okay. So what's happening here is it's reading characters in one at a time. But then once it's read them in, it needs to know where those characters belong in this list. Now, where those characters belong in this list is dependent on the character order here, I guess. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one here called door char list. And that is just going to contain, well, for now, it will just be 20 0. So let's put that as a constant up here, constant door chars, which is 20, which is basically the length of that array that we had, that binary file that we had. So this is what we're going to fill this list here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take... It really doesn't matter about speed. So actually I'm going to take the value 14 and I'm going to subtract our door counter here. And then I'm going to transfer that to the X register. And then I can load door font index and I can store that at... Actually, I can probably use the Y here. I don't need to use the X. Yeah, I can use the Y. Let's not overuse registers if we can help it. Okay, so that now gives me an array of the characters in order here, but I need to convert these into these things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to work through it. Okay, so this would be, oops, 0 1. Hang on, left and right, 0 1. Yeah. And then 2 3. Actually, it tells me at the bottom there. 2 3 4 5 6 7 2 3. Okay, so 2 3 4 5 6 7 2 3 and 8 and 9. Okay, 8 9. Which means horizontally this is going to be quite easy because this is just these values here. So this is going to be same thing. 0 A B C D with the B repeated. So A B C D, repeat the B, and then E. And then this would be F 0. Oops. 1 1 1 2 1 0 1 3. So now I don't need to change these. I've got this one. This is the only thing that needs to change, and that's been updated by this routine now, which actually makes this routine quite significantly simpler, isn't it, than if I had to work those bits out. Uh, okay, so now with that in mind, instead of grabbing these values directly in, where is it? Here. What I instead need to do is grab. Oh no, that is right. Okay. Door charts list. My X. Like so. Okay, that's a hell of a lot of code without me running anything. So let's give it a try, see what happens. I not have a huge amount of confidence in that, but we shall see. Oh well, it ran. Okay, that's a good start. No errors in it. Question is, does the door look right though? That's what we're looking for here. Okay, we're not even loading, so something has gone horribly wrong here. Okay, so first thing we need to do is just make sure that that routine is not completely broken. Sorry, if we haven't broke anything else outside this routine, so we're just going to exit directly from that. And see what happens, and then we'll block things out and slowly introduce things and see what happens. I know it's too good to be true. I knew it was. Oh God's sake! Let us sneeze again. Oh, it's not loading there. Maybe it's not that routine. Maybe it's not that routine then. Okay, that's interesting. Well, hang about. Let's get rid of that loader. Thank you. I need Java for the follow. Nobody needs Java. Maybe it's just the location that's loaded in from. Maybe that's been used for something else. What have I done? What have I done that's broken things so badly? Let's just get rid of that for a second. That's been not used in there as well. Okay, so then door routine is using weird values, but that shouldn't matter. I don't think I've done anything else in this routine other than add some 0-page stuff. But if I'm not using that loop, it should be fine. It has to be the cartridge loading stuff. Has to be that. Oh. Okay, right. Okay, let's try moving that somewhere else then. Let's put this. Let's put it in game code low. Let's see if I can slot it into that location. Or actually, do you know what I'm going to do for now? I'm going to keep that commented out, and instead of putting it in there, I'm just going to grab it from loader in here. I'm just going to include it in the doors instead, rather than have a separate thing. I'm just going to include it as part of the doors file. Okay. Which means it should compile all right now. Well, once I sort these things out here. There's probably another location for this somewhere. Oh, actually, it's not. All right. All right, let's try that. Something is stopping it from loading, and that's what's bothering me here. Oh my god, what have I done? So, hang on. It comes into this ad. This calls copy show. Let me get rid of that. Has it gone over a cart page boundary? No, it shouldn't matter because it's not copying from the cart. So, um, trying to think what on earth I might have done that would cause it to. Because we're using Easy Flash now, so the cart size doesn't matter. In fact, we actually have a static bank right at the end of the bank, so there's, and it uses that perfectly fine. So it's not anything to do with that. Is it to do with adding the door? Let me go into the screen code in here and just remove the add door. So we're not actually adding a door to it, and get rid of the doors update as well. So I have a funny feeling that I've done something drastic to it that's not door related at all. Oh no, it is related to the doors. Okay, so it is to do with add door. Is it door update? Let's just try door update without any doors added. Somebody's on form with these backgrounds. Mind you, I am using, as I said, I'm using ones that people have asked for before, so. This might have to be one for next time because I'm not going to spend too much longer. I will. I kind of want this to work though. That's a hell of a lot of code. But for some reason, this add door screws up. So let's have a look. Add door comes in here and does a draw door. So it has to, it's got to be the draw door, right? The drawer is doing something weird. Oh, I can see what it's doing. All right. I can see what it's doing. This X register is being removed. So I'm going to call it rest VX. And then here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is one of the nicest things about Mega 65 is that extra Z register is really a godsend, and being able to push registers directly onto the stack without passing them through the accumulator is really nice as well. So, whereas this is actually a bit of a pain. So, okay, that would explain why it was getting stuck in an infinite loop. So, yeah, you can't, but I'm not using cartridge code. I'm using cartridge more as a disk to copy it into RAM. I'm not actually running code from the cartridge. The only thing I run on the cartridge is well, the only thing I use as ROM on the cartridge is some character. So I have an 8 kilobyte character ROM that I use instead of 2 kilobyte, which is why I can have so many characters. I bank that in and copy the characters as I need them, but the code itself is always run from RAM. For that reason, I rely on self mod code so much. I would hate to try and run some of my stuff. Ah, good guess. Good guess. I can and will always use self mod. That is correct. Okay, so now we've got like too long a jump now, so 180. So flipping that so I can do the jump properly. There we go. Oh, you found the T800 earlier as well. Cool. Oh well, you did that. You did that quickly. You can and always will use self mod. I know I ported his 6502 code. Yeah, it's also to thwart people like Acmefin. Oh, why is it not? Why is it not? Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to? Do I need to? Thank you for the follow, by the way, Quang DX. Welcome to the stream. Wait, what? Oh, uh, yeah, two words the wrong way around. To be fair, I looked at it and thought you were right as well, and then I didn't even see the error. Okay, so let me think about this. So the X register, and then it's rested here, and I need to store it again. Okay, I'm just gonna copy. Actually, I can just do this, kind of, because it just needs to be like that. There we go. I'll just do it straight after. It's probably not the best way to do this, but I kind of I don't care for this because it's so it's such a kind of short piece of code in terms of cycle time. It's not that bad really, and this is probably still more efficient than not doing it self mod anyway. So it's funny. I've done all that code, and it's a bit that's not even the bit I thought was going to be the problem. That turns out to be the broken bit. Okay, we're not seeing a door at all. I don't know why we're not seeing a door at all. It might be one for next time. This though. Let me just quickly check what the screen should be doing. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Let's put the vertical one in, so we know where the door should be, and the door should not be open. It should be closed. It could just be that the characters are not copying into the right place. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that they're not copying into the right place. I'll quickly check it in a minute with the debugger, but it's going to be this is going to be the focus for next time. So not going to do this now. I need to get some sleep. So I've got gonna go have that stupid jab tomorrow. I say stupid. I mean, yeah. See, it's not there. And I can move through. Okay, so it's not drawing anything there at all, or it's drawing the wrong thing. The wrong things there. And the reason, actually, you can't be drawing anything there. Let me put. But yeah, I think I'll call it a night after that. I'm just going to check something very quickly just to see uh, what's going on in the font. So let's get into here. Oh my god, where is it? Every time. There we go. Yeah, see, look, it's not drawing the door. It should be drawing the door at the end here, and it's not doing. So that's the problem. Is it's not drawing what I expect it to draw at that position. Um, and if I come in here, uh, oh, it's actually drawn. Oh no, is that raster lines? Yeah, it's raster lines, isn't it? It's not telling me the character under the. Yeah, all right. It's one for next time. All right, let's go and find someone to raid. That's pretty good though. We've got the door mostly working, just the character's not working on it yet, so that'll be one for next time. Sue's online. Duke is on, Chalk's on, Tobor's on. What's Chalk playing? What the hell is that? I don't know what that is, but I like the look of it, so we're gonna raid Chalk. Cool. Uh, a little doggo at the end there. Say goodnight to everyone, doggo. She's so cute. Such a cute photo that. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, and gals, and everybody else. I shall see you all Saturday. So I will be doing it. I will be working on Saturday, regardless of how I feel, because it is a competition. I do want to make sure that we get that Nexus 7 awarded to everybody. Well, awarded to whoever wins the prize draw. Your closing date for the prize draw is Saturday, just before the stream starts, so 9:30 on Saturday. So you do have a little bit longer to enter a game if you want to. But yeah, okay, I'll see you all on Saturday. Cheerio.